Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election, which was held on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023. And the result of that election, which produced Aswadibola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress as the winner of the election, is being challenged at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, from where it will get to the Supreme Court. And right now, as I speak, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of the country by virtue of that March 1st announcement, and he's being sworn in, and he's being sworn in on May 29, 2023. However, right now, the much anticipated verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is right now with us. We are now counting hours to that very important verdict because on Monday, September 4th, the registrar of the Court of Appeal released a statement in which he announced that the judgment on the presidential election petition will be delivered on Wednesday, 6 September 2023. And there are so many issues that statement has raised, and the reaction that followed is what we're going to talk about here. Now, one of the things that caught my attention and the attention of Nigerians was a paragraph in that statement, or that press statement, that was signed by Omar M. Bangari Esquire, Chief Registrar of the Court of Appeal. He said that in a bid to promote transparency and openness, that these judgments will be televised live by interested television stations for the public to follow. Take note of that words. That's for transparency and openness. These judgments will be televised live for the public to follow. Now, what are the judgments he's talking about? He's talking about the case between Peter Obi and others versus INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, and 3 others, and the case between Allied People's Movement versus Independent National Electoral Commission and 4 others, and that between Atiku Abubakar or Abubakar Atiku and others versus Independent National Electoral Commission and 2 others. Now, what is interesting is that in the statement, they say that they are going to promote transparency and openness by televising the final judgment live. Now, what is very curious and what Nigerians have been, kicking as they saw the hypocrisy of this tribunal is that this same tribunal that has approved the broadcast of the final judgment under the guise of transparency and openness had in May rejected a request to allow its day-to-day proceedings on petitions seeking to nullify the outcome of the February 25, 2023 presidential election to be televised live. They opposed it. I was among those who campaigned for this, that they should televise the proceedings of the 2023 presidential election tribunal. They should transmit it for transparency, openness, and because the judiciary in Nigeria had brought itself to the level of disrepute because of recent judgments to the level that Nigerians have lost confidence. Most Nigerians have lost confidence in the judiciary, that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. Now, the transmitting the proceedings of the court, of the sitting, would have restored confidence in the judiciary. It would have shown that the judiciary is open to transparency and accountability. It would have shown that the judiciary really will do according to the law and according to justice, fairness, and equity. Yeah, that it would have helped to bolster their image, but they chose not to do so. And now they are trying to literally deceive Nigerians that they want to show the final verdict because of openness and transparency, when they ought to have done same from the beginning of the sitting of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. I don't think that Nigerians are buying into that idea that this Wednesday's live transmission of the final verdict is any evidence of transparency and openness at all. Nigerians are not buying it, and from the reactions I have seen going through speaking to Nigerians online and offline, it is obvious that Nigerians are not buying to the gimmick that this judgment they are going to give on Wednesday, and that e-transmission being live is an evidence or an indication of openness and transparency. Because if that is what is of concern to the justices or to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, they ought to have done the proceeding, transmitted it live, as has been witnessed in countries like Kenya, Ghana, Malawi, so many other smaller countries in Africa. They deliberately didn't do that, and now they want to hoodwink Nigerians that they will allow transmission of the final verdict or judgment through was it by live transmission. Nobody is buying into that. They are only deceiving themselves. They are not deceiving Nigerians. But Nigerians are waiting to hear their verdict. But not that transmission is evidence or indication that that the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is transparent, or that is open to openness. No, that Nigerians don't believe that anymore. Nigeria has passed that level. Nigerians have passed that level. They are only waiting to hear the verdict. That's all. They could have even announced, do the verdict the way they did the proceedings, and Nigerians will get information second hand from the media the way they have been getting it. Okay, because if you take your mind back in May, okay, Justice Haruna Samani led 5-member panel dismissed the application brought by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and the Peter Obi of the Labour Party, saying that their application was lacking in merit. And, according to the court ruling that time, they said the court held that no regulatory framework or policy direction permitted it to grant such application. So why is it not televising the thing live? Okay, because the court at the time held that no regulatory framework or policy direction permitted it to grant such an application of televising the proceeding live. Adding that allowing cameras in the courtroom is a major judicial policy that must be supported by the law. So which law now supported this one they are going to do on Wednesday by transmitting it live? They are being clever by half as far as I can see. Now looking at the judgment that they delivered dismissing the live transmission of the proceeding, the tribunal said that the court can only be guided and act in accordance with the practice directions and procedures approved by the president of the Court of Appeal. We cannot permit a situation that may lead to the dramatization of our proceedings. That's what Justice Samani held, what he said at the judgment dismissing the live transmission of the proceedings. He said we cannot permit a situation that may lead to the dramatization of our proceedings. Right now that they want to deliver judgment, they don't think it will lead to dramatization of their final verdict. They don't know that live proceeding can also lead to dramatization. It was during the proceeding that it will lead to dramatization. Besides, the court held that the request was not part of any relief. It was not part of any relief in the petition before it, saying it was merely hinged on a sentimental claim that it will be beneficial to the electorate. Okay, they say that the request for live transmission of the proceeding, that it was only merely hinged on a sentimental claim that it will benefit the electorate. What do they mean by that? But right now, they are not telling us it will benefit Nigerians if they watch the live proceeding of the final judgment. But during that time, when they were requested to allow the proceeding, they say it's a sentimental claim that it will benefit the electorate. So that time it will not benefit the electorate. It is now it will benefit the electorate. When the electorate ought to see the proceeding so that they can follow the matter or the evidence as was presented by both parties or the different parties involved in the matter. It is not of benefit. They doubted the benefit of allowing them to see this. It's now that it will benefit the electorate to see the final judgment that they will deliver. That's why many people look at this and say these people are being clever by half. Now, in that same judgment dismissing the application for live telecast of the cause proceeding, the court maintained that the petitioners failed to establish how televising the proceedings will advance their case. Look at it. They say it maintained that the petitioner failed to establish how televising the proceedings will advance their case. So how is the live telecast now of this judgment they want to do on Wednesday, September 6th? How is it going to benefit the electorate? Since showing it live to them during the proceeding cannot benefit them, how is this final judgment going to benefit them by watching it? It's to claim that it will bring transparency and show openness. Nobody is buying into that hogwash. Now, let us continue to look at the reason why they rejected the live proceedings of the tribunal. It maintained that the petitioners failed to establish how televising the proceedings would advance their case, adding that such live broadcasts will not add any utilitarian value to the determination of the petitions. He said that it will have no utilitarian value to the determination of the petition. So how is this final judgment now going to add any value to the electorate? In what way is it going to add any value to them when they have not been following it before? All of a sudden on Wednesday, you're going to tell them live. Of what benefit is it? Continuing in that judgment they deliver, they say more so, it noted that such a live broadcast must be planned and budgeted for. So are they not claiming that this, since the live proceedings of the tribunal requires to be budgeted for, okay, and planned for. So they didn't plan for it. So they are now telling us that they have somehow added this one into the budget of the judiciary, that they will televise the final proceeding, the final judgment, that they will not televise it live. That is not budgeted. Okay, it has not been approved by is in the National Assembly that approved this. Which budget approved this final broadcast now they want to do? Which budget? Who planned it? since they dismissed the application for to show the proceeding live. They dismissed it, say that for them to approve such a thing, it must be planned and budgeted for. So they budgeted this one. Okay, that's what they're trying to tell us, but they didn't tell us when it was budgeted. And going forward in that application to show the proceeding live, the tribunal, while assuring the parties that it will secure their rights to a fair hearing as enshrined in the 1999 Constitution as amended, held that it found no reason to grant the application, which is described as novel and unprecedented. Well, to them it was novel and unprecedented, but to the rest of the world, including smaller countries in Africa, live transmission of presidential election petitions have helped in instilling democratic ideals and helped to raise the bar in the judiciaries across the world, including Kenya, including Ghana, Malawi, and other countries that have taken the decision, the unprecedented decision, to show live proceedings of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. And the countries where this had happened have benefited a lot. Their democracy had become strengthened, their rule of law had become strengthened, and their trust in the outcome of their election had also become strengthened. But unfortunately, this Presidential Election Petition Tribunal claimed that it was novel and unprecedented to have it in Nigeria. Now, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, they had sought an order directing the court's registry and the parties on modalities for admission of media practitioners and their equipment into the courtroom. And this is what they demanded in that application, to allow live transmission of proceedings of the tribunal. They said that with the huge and tremendous technological advances and developments in Nigeria and beyond, including the current trend of this honorable court towards embracing electronic procedures, virtual hearing, and electronic filing, a departure from the rule to allow a regulated televising of the proceedings in this matter is in consonance with the maxim that justice must not only be done, but must be seen to have been done. That was the essence of the application that the opposition parties made for live transmission. They say it's in line with the maxim that justice must not only be done, but must be seen to have been done. Right now, this live broadcast they're going to do on Wednesday, September 6th, does not fit into that maxim that justice must not only be done, but must be seen to have been done. It lost that right to make such a claim. Okay. Now, the opposition parties that wanted this thing televised and that made the application at the time also said that televising court proceedings is not alien to this honorable court and will enhance public confidence. Exactly. It will enhance public confidence. That was what the petitioners wanted. But this did not appeal to the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. They dismissed it totally. That was why when the statement came out on Monday, September 4th, that they would do live broadcast, I checked around, I spoke to people, and then I go to social media. People were just mad about the whole idea. It's not that they don't want this thing to be transmitted live, the final proceeding, the final judgment. They would have wanted the tribunal, if it is sincere with itself, and if it has good conscience, to have transmitted the proceedings of the court, but they failed to do that. They are only being clever by half. Okay, and then in a coincidental uh, in in a coincidental way. The statement issued by the appeal court announcing the Wednesday, September 6th, as the day for the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Uh, there was a statement by the Department of State Services, okay, which was signed by Peter Afunanya, who is the public relation officer. Okay. Now this statement also came out, since it came out the same within the same period with the announcement for the day of the verdict. People try to link two of them together. And when I go and check the comments people were making on the official Twitter handle or the X handle, which was formerly Twitter handle of DSS, I found out that many Nigerians were linking the statement by the DSS with the verdict that was to come out on Wednesday. Okay, and in that statement by Peter Afunanya, the public relation officer of the DSS, he informed the public that it has uncovered plans by some elements in parts of the country to stage violent protest in order to discredit the federal government and security agencies over sundry socio-economic matters. He said intelligence reports have indicated that the plotters include certain politicians who are desperately mobilizing unsuspecting student leaders, ethnic-based associations, youth and disgruntled groups for the planned action. Meanwhile, the service said that it has identified the ringleaders of the plot as well as sustained monitoring around them in order to deter them from plunging the country into anarchy. Quoting the DSS now, they said that in the statement, they say, in view of this development, university vice chancellors and heads of tertiary institutions are advised to discourage their students from engaging in acts capable of derailing public peace. Also, parents and guardians are joined to admonish their children and wards respectively to shun the lure of participating in inimical behavior or conduct against law and order. While the DSS is aware of government's efforts and determination to resolve some of the challenges confronting the nation, it warns those desirous of subverting national security to retrace their steps. This is more so that it will not hesitate to legally come against persons and groups behind the devious plan. Okay? Now, many people interpreted this because of interpreted this statement based on the fact that the result of the election is likely to come out on Wednesday. So they thought that perhaps this was another way of security agencies or the DSS warning Nigerians that no matter the outcome, that they should maintain law and order and that nobody should demonstrate. Okay, but I don't know whether it's a coincidence, whether the statement was believed for any other thing, but they are talking about social economic matters and all that, and but also accusing politicians. Whatever may be the case, when I check the comment of Nigerians under this particular statement that was issued by the DSS at the official X handle, I discovered that most Nigerians that were commenting there were literally linking it to the coming verdict on Wednesday, sort of trying to link it that they don't want people to have the right to protest or for peaceful protest, that it is enshrined in the Constitution and all that. But whatever may be the case, I believe that Nigerians will take the outcome of the of this presidential election petition tribunal in their strides. After all, this is at the presidential election petition tribunal. Whatever is the outcome of this judgment, which Nigerians are anticipating for so long, whatever is the outcome, there is still another window, which is the Supreme Court. Because, like as I keep saying in this channel, whatever is the outcome on Wednesday is not the end of the matter. It is just the beginning of the end. Because at the end of the day, the party that loses on Wednesday is not going to allow it to end there. The parties will head to the Supreme Court. And it is the Supreme Court that will finally put to rest who actually won the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. What we are going to witness on Wednesday is just a step towards finding who actually won that election. Okay, that is what we are in the process of finding now. And I do not think that Nigerians will do anything out of the ordinary in terms of the outcome. What they are going to do, those whose preferred candidate was declared the winner, they will celebrate. They will celebrate whether quietly or just taking note, knowing that that is not the end of the road until they get to the Supreme Court. Okay, I don't think that Nigerians are going to react in any way violent or in any manner at all in that direction. I believe that Nigerians are law-abiding people and that they are going to accept the verdict of the election. They will accept it as it is when they compete. It doesn't mean that they agree with it. They will accept it, but it doesn't mean that they will agree with it if it doesn't go their way. Nigerians know who they voted for. They know who they expected to have been announced as the winner. So, but whatever the court announced on Wednesday, September 6th, Nigerians will take it in their strides and move on. But you are going to see a lot of Nigerians scrutinizing every line of that judgment. Every line of that judgment, Nigerians will scrutinize it and check it in line with the law, and take it in line with the evidence and so many other things. It is not only the senior advocates of Nigeria that have brains to understand our constitution, that to understand the law, to understand the Electoral Act, to understand the law of precedent, that are all encompassed in what will come out on Wednesday verdict. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.